Fireworks from over the stadium. A few fireworks guaranteed inside as well. We are glad you could join us.
Such a special night here for these fans. There'll be a lot more in this area of this sort of friendly exhibition, high status games ahead of the World Cup in Qatar, as the relationships hopefully can be salved a little bit between Saudi Arabia and Qatar. Good luck with that. But yeah, today we've got a wonderful match lining up, Phil. Alisson, the great Liverpool man, who's been inspirational since he moved to the red. Of course, started his football with Internacional in Brazil. And Thiago Silva, 35-year-old, and an absolute masterclass defender that is showing no signs of backing down or fading away into the sunset.
This side, so you guys have the ball. Okay?
You can hear the New Zealander Matt Conger in the background talking to the two captains, and there is how Brazil will come out. Gabriel Jesus in that position he says he does not like, out wide on the right, but that actually pushes Willian to the left most likely. And Roberto Firmino, where you don't want to call it the dirty work, you don't want to call it the donkey work, because he's actually turning into quite the goal scorer, but he has always drawn his coach's favor by doing the hard work, and now it's paying off. Here a look at the bench, and talent on both sides, including the little jewel Paulo Dybala, who is starting to shine again.
Star-studded benches, Phil. See Philippe Coutinho there as well. There's so many interactions here. All these true magnificent footballers coming up against their own teammates. You
Messi.
heard his name being rung around this stadium right before kickoff.
Good look at the referee, Matt Conger, getting the call here today and getting us underway. The Brazil tour hitting Saudi Arabia and the King Saud University Stadium in Riyadh on a pleasant night. Temperature in the upper 60s. No wind to speak of. Phil Shane alongside Ray Hudson. Glad you've joined us. Diego Pesolano and Jaime Macias on our Spanish language side. An early challenge by Messi, poked free.
2 cuff-ups there from Lucas Paqueta. One it nearly latched onto by Lionel. Perfect playing surface here. An absolute pool table. Another bad giveaway from Paqueta. Look out!
Chance for Messi to the inside. Battling for it. Martinez finally whacked away by Danilo.
Well, not sharp enough there, Argentina, to latch on to another terrible giveaway from Lucas Paqueta.
Less than 1 minute, and he's gifted 3.
Magic.
Down on the other side, it's Jesus trying to cut around. Firmino gets the pleasant roll.
A minute in, and there's been more gasps and ohs and ahs around the stadium than probably it got reconstructed. Argentina had a great chance there to latch onto it, a little bit hesitant with the shooting boots to test Alisson from really good close range. Edge of the 18-yard box, passing on to each other. That's the Scaloni way it's been, Phil. They've been really a lot more coordinated. The Albiceleste a little bit more choreographed in their football since Lionel has been out of action. So
Ray, we've talked about that.
Always know that Messi is going to bring something, as Tite has explained in his press conferences. It's something ultra special. He is the Koh-i-Noor diamond of world football, and we cannot contain him. We can limit him, but there is a propensity for all teams Messi plays with to look to him first.
Ball stripped away by Ocampos, the new bright young thing for this Argentina squad. Foyt stepping back.
Pocus there from Willian, another player who was playing at the top of his footballing tree, and it is Sequoia. Willian for Chelsea has been absolutely magnificent. There we see the razzle-dazzle of the ex-Corinthians man.
Chopped down a bit to size by his Tottenham rival.
I was talking to somebody from Chelsea Football Club the other day, and I said, why do you explain the great resurgence from Willian? I've always been a fan of his, Phil. And it says, well, he always plays for Italian coaches. What do you expect? Now he's playing for an Englishman who is absolutely let him off the chain. Of course, Willian under Jose Mourinho as well was less than fluffing his footballing feathers, but now under Frank Lampard he is really playing as well as he ever has, and drawing the attention of Barcelona. What a ball that is, again, wonderful from Andrada.
Ball forward, Brazil trying to get into the attack. Arthur dispossessed, out for the throw-in. This is the 70th game for Willian, many of them under Tite, who also shares that favorable view.
Yep, a wonderful player.
Militao, Silva, again swinging to the left side of that center pairing. Real Madrid youngster getting the call here today. Marquinhos starting this match on the bench. Paqueta again holding on, and Messi almost pouncing. You can hear a bit of the gasp from the crowd here.
Yeah, Milan man has had a few rough touches going on. Started with Flamengo, of course, because Paqueta, and is Mengao looking forward to the Copa Libertadores final. See if they can reproduce that great 1981 team, Phil, where they wiped the floor with one of the great Liverpool teams of all time, with Zico.
Former Riverman Lucas Ocampos a bit more of a concern today. Let's see how they play. Wide for Foyt. Again, it is a 4-back, even though he's more of a center back in his future. Andrada doesn't feel the pressure. Foyt getting the call here today on the right side.
And again,
Andrada calling off Otamendi. Gabi Jesus saying it was touched, but
great
no.
confidence from the Boca man. Yeah, you see it, you want it, no, ain't got it. Dyson with death, Russian roulette, and I love it.
Argentinian roulette.
Nicely.
Into the area, blasted low, but not much on it from Jesus. Andrade, an easy save.
Yeah, pop gun power from the Man City man, ex-Palmeiras, is where he began his Brazilian football. What a job this man has done. 58-year-old, still a young man. 17th job in football.
A lot of trophies along the way, especially with Corinthians, but finally won his first trophy with Brazil, the Copa America this past summer, but he hasn't won a game with Brazil since. Laid out wide by Rodrigo, played back, an awkward bounce for Alisson.
Not the best ball from Rodrigo de Paul there for Lionel.
And a concern, Ocampos seems to be in pain. Might have landed on someone or pulled something on the way. Now he's back. And down goes Casemiro.
You got to start recognizing Pinocchios when you see him, Phil. Wasn't even a touch from Casemiro. That player's trying to get away with everything they can nowadays. Gone are the days where you used to be shouted at by your coach and your fellow players. Get up and roll and roll. Some surprises in the start for this Brazil team for me, though, Phil. Casemiro, man, he is being run into the ground by Zidane, and understandably so. The ex-Sao Paulo man for Chiche as well. Indispensable, unrestable, undroppable. Look at that pass.
And the fans appreciate it. Willian wide, threaded forward for Paquetá on the more comfortable side of the field, but good double team by Ocampos. It'll be a throw in deep.
Casemiro showing exactly what he brings to his dance. Wonderful sprayer of the ball. Underrated creator, this man on the ball. Not just a holding midfielder, not just a cork in a bottle, a proper footballer.
Again, he came up as a forward, an attacking player in his youth, but when he got to the actual tryout with the club team, he saw all of the Brazilian players that were lined up for attack. No one was playing defensive midfield. He said, I'll try that then. Sneaking it through Casemiro, but blocked away. Leandro Paredes.
That was great play between Firmino.
Here he is again. Tries to dance around Paredes' challenge.
Sparky.
Alexandro walking the chalk.
Wonderful quickness from the Liverpool man there. And he's
stripped away. Firmino back. Magic. Jesus. Ooh. Down he goes, and a penalty is called. Petzela couldn't get out of the way, and Brazil heads to the spot.
I'm sure what you mean by get out of the way, Phil. I think Petzela baits. I think he baits at the challenge and misses and gets player. We'll see in replay. But the Fiorentina man seems to dive in a little bit too quickly. Hesitant and dicing with death again is 1 point. The Tottenham Hotspur man commits harikari. Right there, you see, that's intentional. And that is pretty cynical. And this looks to be dispatched by the man who got fouled, Gabriel.
Well, no Neymar, so Gabi Jesus looking for his 19th goal. Andrada, toes on the line, ready. Jesus rolls it wide. Unbelievable.
Scandalous in its approach, really. He's been hit and miss for Manchester City, and there's been an outcry from a lot of his people that he should be taking the penalty kicks for Man City. It's just, he does everything right other than put it in the net. How crazy does that sound? But he locks his eyes on Andrada, who doesn't blink till the last second, and Gabi's got to hold off to his last moment to guide it to whichever side, and a fish up a tree penalty kick.
Well, that fish has been in the tree for a while. Think back to that Atalanta game as well. Ocampos with the ball poked away by Alexandro. The Argentine is down, but a clean challenge, say the officials.
Wow. This will be worth another look. Either this referee has got this one absolutely spot on, because to my live eyes, it looked like it might have been a very dodgy challenge. Let's take a look. It's wonderful play, beautiful give and go on the run. I think that's a good challenge.
I agree.
Yeah, from the side. Let's take another look. He leaves both of his feet right here, and that should be outlawed, because you can't be in control of a challenge when you leave your feet. But the referee, Australia.
New Zealand, same thing. Sorry.
Excuse me. No, far from the same thing. Sorry, Kiwis.
Down in for William. Foyt, who was victimized last time out. An early try for the normal right winger, straight to the goalkeeper.
Wow. Good tempo, huh? Friendly exhibition? Nah. Messi robbed. Crowd has been into it.
By the way, Ray, you talk about the misses for Gabi Jesus. He has now missed more penalties than he has made.
Yeah.
4 penalties made in his career.
Good ball.
None for Brazil. That's now 5 that he's missed. Here's Messi.
Oh!
Down he goes. Penalty the other way.
He gambles and he wins. He rides this challenge like a bucking bronco.
Does he overrule himself?
Messi at himself. He gets the ball. He recognizes the space behind the defender. Most players will put the brakes on and try to cut back. Not Lionel. Right here. Touches it past. And he keeps on running, and there's an interference there by Alexandro. Take a look downstairs. There's the first one. There's the second one. Messi tries to keep running, but it's a falta.
Kind of hard to run without your legs. Wasn't much, but physics did the rest.
Oh.
And now Lionel Messi.
Well, we called it a Chinese firecracker of a game to start. It has been absolutely wonderfully flamboyant, going both ways. Mr. Flamboyant himself. He's been spotty with his pancakes.
Messi denied, but the rebound put home. His 69th goal for Argentina, and it took a little extra effort.
Took great goalkeeping as well to keep the first one out. Alisson, like a jungle cat on the line, Phil, reads the great Messi. Reads his eyes. Says, I see your full house, I'm going to raise you. Blocks it beautifully. But Lionel follows up just in case. Tough on the ex-international, man. That's a great save. That's absolutely magnificent from the 27-year-old. And by Messi's standards, it was a poor penalty kick. There's something about Liverpool and Messi that just doesn't quite click.
He was sprinting alone to get to the loose ball. By the way, that's something, again, in their wisdom, use your own quotes, the IFAB is looking to get rid of. All of the changes they put in this year, there's a couple that are on the horizon. It looks like a concussion substitution could be in place next year, but they're talking about, on penalties, if there is a save, no rebound goals. I don't know if I'm that much in favor of it, but Lionel Messi definitely isn't, as he gets his 69th goal for Argentina.
Let me ask you, is the intended change of the rule for the player taking the penalty kick, or is it for all players following?
I think it has anything to do with anyone, if I read it right.
I can understand it for the penalty kick taker. I'm behind that one.
He's got a 10-yard head start.
But not with his teammates. Well, great response from Brazil, and poor Gabi Jesus be thinking about that one and the other ones that you were documenting there, Phil. He's just been in a bad run of form for penalty kicks.
Again, 4 goals made, 5 missed for the Manchester City star. 0 for 2 for Brazil, if my figures are correct.
It's amazing, and you all talk about them being nailed on, but they're far from it. We've seen some of the greatest players in the world miss penalty kicks. And who would you think is the greatest penalty kick taker just currently? That's open for debate. I put forward a certain Real Madrid man, and he's a defender, Sergio Ramos.
He makes things interesting.
He decorates penalty kicks.
By the way, Lionel Messi now missing his 26th penalty in his career, but first to the spot. And from the Gabi Jesus penalty, it's kind of hard to get the rebound when there isn't one.
Thoroughly enjoying it. They're adding to this game. Wonderful crowd. Wonderful crowd. And of course, we're seeing the good shots of the female form. The women are in the stadium here today, which is a wonderful, wonderful addition, and hopefully a regular occurrence now in Saudi Arabia.
Messi wants it back, drags Willian with him. Rodrigo out wide on this near side. They'll swing it to Lo Celso. He tries to dump it into the corner, but well read by Gabi Jesus. Brazil on the break, and here is the Man City man. Bit of a hospital ball, but Arthur gets him out of the ER early. Here's Willian. He's not so fortunate. Looked away by Paredes. With Ocampos, just his 3rd appearance, but with Ocampos, it gives Messi the freedom to go more to the inside, a true free roll for this Argentina, as Barcelona is trying to do as well. Well, Barcelona doesn't have Lucas Ocampos, who might be one of the hottest players in Spain. Approaching the 20-minute mark. Each team failing from the spot, but Argentina and Messi reacted well. 1-0. Poor cross. Now Campos threading it. Just back in time. The old man Thiago Silva.
It's on his galloping horse beautifully. Reads it ahead of arriving at the station to shut down that nice curling pass.
By the way, that goal for Messi extends his lead atop the all-time scoring chart for Argentina. Now it's 69, 15 more than Gabigol, Gabriel Batistuta. Looked like that record was going to last forever. Sergio Aguero maybe could catch him, but still 14 goals to make up. Aguero is on the bench today, but might not see him until late.
These records are getting broken so regularly, and especially in Europe, I must say, with the emergence of the smaller countries that back in the old days of likes of Yugoslavia were one nation now, and the Soviet Union as well, where all the different breakaway countries have not got quite the strength that they used to have when they were all combined. Good ball!
Almost! Oh. Firmino just didn't have the angle. Either that or he thought better of challenging Otamendi.
No Icardi for Argentina and no Di Maria. Two noticeable absentees, especially Di Maria.
Although Icardi has been scoring goals for fun for PSG at the moment.
Yeah.
And you wonder again with those rumored difficulties, shall we say, between Icardi and Messi. Lionel back from suspension. Scaloni glad to have him. Whacked to the far side. A little too much meat on that one by Petzela.
Unlucky. It's the right attempt. That's one of the attributes of the Scaloni team. They want to get that ball into the space and under the player's foot early and quickly and sharply, and that's what Petzela was trying to do. He steps through it, could have taken an extra touch on it, but under Scaloni, there seems to be a sharp, they're trying to introduce a real sharpness into your initial passes, where they're not dwelling on it so much. Man of the match so far is this crowd.
Again, it's only about a 25,000 seat stadium, but it feels like twice that much at least.
I think the majority of the women screaming and shouting as well. They're really enjoying this special night.
Nice. Lautaro Martinez, maybe the biggest change for Scaloni tonight. Flying forward, down goes Rodrigo the Paul, and the foul and a card going the other way.
This will be for De Paul, I think, Phil. No?
Looked like Casemiro, and he's not arguing.
There's the first one, then there was a 2-for-1.
Might have been going for the ball, but caught the man.
Take a look again. There's the penalty. That's certainly a pen. And certainly, Javi Jesus isn't going to not embellish it, but there's a penalty kick, fair and square. And there's the other side of the coin. Here's the double challenge, and Messi fighting through the first one, and the second one steers it. Alisson, the Black Octopus from Merseyside, shuts him down.
Lionel Messi. We have a chance, Ray, and ponder if you will. But for Scaloni, what's different this time around? You think back, you can go all the way back to Passarella, where Argentina was trying to find a team to fit around Lionel Messi. And the times where he was absent due to injury or suspension gave him a chance to build a team. Messi on the free kick, hoping for a run by Otamendi that never quite got there.
The runs are there. It's a poor ball by Lionel. He knows it as he looks up at heaven and curses it with his bootless cries. Two great runs, lovely feet, beautiful pass.
Alexandro under pressure.
Well, I tell you what, you're talking about the Argentina team, Phil. For me, they were the best team in the World Cup that they lost in the final against Germany. And that late goal with a better side. They were missing some big players on that day as well. Let's not forget. So
Ocampos
they
down
certainly
again.
have always been the type of player, type of team that's brought a lot. But of late, certainly it started to fade away, and that may have been Argentina's greatest opportunity against Germany to lift that cup for Lionel.
Had a couple of chances in the Copa America as well, but fell short. Scaloni, though, there's a humility to him. And I guess there's, again, when you deal with superstars, there's two things you have to be. You have to be brighter than the player, shining, say, as a Mourinho in his prime, or take a back seat. Ball from Messi to the near headed clear. And Scaloni doesn't seem to mind life out of the limelight. Rodrigo tries to poke it through, but can't. Messi crossing the heels of Willian, asking and begging forgiveness, but coming very close to a caution of his own.
Yeah, certainly a card in regular games, I think, especially Willian streaking ahead to pick out an attacking pass.
No foul against Lautaro. He gets knocked down. Messi holding off the challenge. The Argentine captain pokes it free, but then as he's battling for it with Alexandro, draws the whistle. Again, fitting into that, Pastorella, the last manager for Argentina that didn't really have to worry about Messi. It was Bielsa that broke him in, Peckerman who had brought him up, and then through Basile, Maradona, Batista, Sabella, Tata Martino, Bausa, Sampaoli, and now Scaloni. William into the 18 for Brazil. And each time Messi was absent, they built a team that seemed to click. Messi would return, and as you pointed out, that team that was clicking before now just seemed to be waiting for Messi to do the magic. Has Scaloni been able to get that out of the system? Given away, and strong step in by Danilo, and he's going to go in the book.
See if this is an intentional stamp. Asking for it both ways as Lo Celso ushers the ball, and there's the stamp. That's nasty, Phil. Back two studs as well of Danilo, right on top of that glove that they call football boots.
How thick were your cleats?
Nice kangaroo leather, but nowadays I don't think it's even leather. It seems to be a glove. Amazing.
Campos tries to ride the challenge, pirouettes his way through. Up the line, falls for Ocampos. The Sevilla man looking to peel away, and almost does it again. Just his third cap for Argentina, but he doesn't seem overawed.
Coordination of all the players here now as well for Argentina. In terms of winning the ball back, combined pressing, and Messi's been an absolute part of it, buying in to that. And you've seen it a number of times in the first 27 minutes. It's a bad giveaway. Ay, ay, ay. Tit for tat.
Sneaks its way through for the Chelsea man. Again, to Argentine focus and what Scaloni is dealing with. This is a team that has not won the continental title, the Copa Américas, since 1993, and hasn't won a World Cup since 1986. Driving in, Paquetá tried to sneak it through but couldn't. Petzela launches it downfield.
Been experimenting as well with a 3-4-3, Scaloni, but it's only a more regimented back four here today, probably smartly.
Right, just to give you an idea of the drought that Argentina is in, none of these players were even born the last time Argentina won a World Cup.
Great play.
Inside, and William make that. Lucas Paquetá takes a whack, and now going nose to nose.
Fabulous play initially out wide from William, and Lucas Paquetá and Firmino trying to combine. Lucas pulls the trigger, but well wide. Real focus about all the superstars here, not thinking of anything else but this 90 minutes on the pitch here. Really good pulsating game of international class. Canarina looking for the equalizer.
Martinez thinks about it. No problem for Allison, though. Campos. Rodrigo de Paul.
What a
hand handled, but Eder gives it up.
Oh.
The shot from Messi blocked wide for the corner.
By his standards, he'll be disappointed. You give time and space to Messi like that, it's like giving the keys to the blood bank to Dracula. But it doesn't come through it this time. Look at the space time. He's onto it. He flamethrowers it in. And They're in seventh heaven.
Fans on their feet behind the goal. Messi heads to the corner. Takes a peek, drives it low. Headed clear and right back for Messi, but the angle carries it out. Missed penalty in the 10th minute for Gabriel Jesus. Just rolled it wide of Andrada's net. 4 minutes later, Messi denied by Alisson, but then pounced on the rebound for the only goal of the match.
Good play.
Another quarter hour to go or so. Half number one. In for Casemiro, who is playing that pivot role.
Gabi Jesus picked up by both Foyth and Petzela. They're passing him on. He's been contained well for the first half hour.
Paquetá switching to the right side where he draws the foul. Paredes. Juniors goalkeeper, just his third cap. Headed high into the air, but Foyth takes a little steam off.
Beautiful.
Help in the middle. The pass just awry. Almost another
well
gift.
played. Beautiful. Lovely hesitation there.
Down goes William. Foul on Foyth. Easy grab for Andrada.
Real defensive football there earlier from Alexandro. Drawing in the shirts of Argentina, looking as if it was going to be a tight alley for him to get out of, but he was wonderful with it. Well won. Nice ball.
Looking for the
Good
equalizer.
lead.
Firmino for Jesus. Gavi looking for another foul, but he's not going to get it.
With quick feet though. You see this exchange between the left and right, inviting the challenge in from Argentina. They get away with it.
Trying to switch. William right on the sideline. Back for Alexandro, who will be playing here again at this very stadium. William, teammate, and Alexandro and Danilo, the two Juventus fullbacks, taking on Lazio in the Supercoppa.
Nice touch again from Paquetá.
Tagliafico. The Ajax back. Long for Lautaro.
Sweet movement from these sweet feet, huh? Lovely football.
Taking the pedal for this one, but unable to really get much in the area. Two-thirds the possession.
Played.
But they're even on shots.
Nicely again.
Paquetá.
Good ball.
Flag stays down. driven across. They caught Andrade leaning. I think they were waiting for the
this
flag to
strike,
finish.
but wonderful build-up again from Brazil. The flair, just take a look at it. Beautiful touch, overlap, beckoning, served, and then this audacious sting. That's an intentional shot. Again, there's that quickness of exchange between his quicksilver feet, Phil, and inviting the challengers coming in. Balls away from him. Referee seeing nothing either way.
Down goes Martinez in a tangle. Taliafico able to stay out of the way from that desired contact by Gabriel Jesus. Many were thinking he'd just be a band-aid, quick to be ripped off for this Argentina side, but Scaloni sticking around and talked about how Brazil has not won a game since they won the Copa America final against Peru. Argentina has not lost a game since they fell in the semis against Brazil in the Copa, beating Chile, Mexico, and Ecuador, and level against Chile and Germany.
Wonderful tango there. Lovely challenge for a ball in the midfield area. Fighting like a mongoose and the cobra here, these two teams.
Ball carried, throw in Brazil. Eight minutes of regulation remain.
Good response from Chichi's man as well of late. Last 15 minutes certainly been Brazil connecting the passes and lovely movement. Dummies going off, the coffee house tricks coming out, beautiful. But Argentina biting down hard on the bit between the teeth. That is a one-goal lead.
Mentioned possession leaning heavily in favor of Brazil, but it seems like the Argentine game plan going according to form.
Yeah.
And the three questions, if you will, Lo Celso, Ocampos, and Lautaro Martinez, all seem to be fitting in quite well. And Lo Celso a little on the quiet side. Eder Militao. Through Silva for Sandro. Keeping it alive, Jesus, but
lucky.
Just behind.
Played again, quickness of feet being displayed on both sides. It was De Paul there for Argentina.
Alexandro. Inter-Juve battle that time results in the whistle. Good with his feet, still learning the ropes a bit, but trapped in the shadow of Marquinhos normally, getting a chance here today in the sunshine. Headed back, William was ready, but so was Foyt. Laid off for Ocampos. Pocket picked Casemiro. Drags it to the 18, but it would have been offside against Firmino. Minute, halfway done.
Arturo Martinez, Phil, really staking a big claim for that starting position for Argentina under Scaloni. Kun Agüero, another player who's been playing wonderful football in his later years for Manchester City. Sharp as a dagger, but Martinez has showed ever since he's left Racing, it all started for him. Now with Internazionale And as you said earlier, Phil, just kind of stop scoring for the Black and Blues. Another hell of a selection problem for the Argentina coach, which has always been the case in the offensive area. Huge burgeoning talent of who to select and who to drop out and who to get the best benefit of the chemistry from.
Is there room for an Icardi? Even Dybala has come under question, and he's starting to come back to form.
That's right. And McAllister as well in that midfield area has been wonderful for Boca Juniors. Good ball.
Wide for Ocampos, isolated. Now back comes Willian, early cross, carries through. Celso looking, overlap. Tagliafico hoping for a touch that never came.
A beautiful play from Martinez again. This is a fabulous ball. He's got the obvious one to be played into the area in front of Alisson, Phil, but he goes the other way and finds Lo Celso. Beautiful ball from Martinez. Good expressiveness about the individuals of Argentina, not more so than him. And he's 22-year-old. Every time I see him, Lautaro Martinez, he seems to be getting better. He literally looks as if he's learning the game as it's going on, and he's bringing more and more to the front of the 90 minutes.
Poked away from behind by the Pau. And that is a difference. Oh, yellow card. Persistent infringement, says Matt Conger. First caution against Argentina. That is a difference, say, between the once precocious talent of an Agüero, the burgeoning, if you will, of a Icardi. With Lautaro Martinez, you sense there's still a lot of room to grow, and he's headed in that direction.
Yep.
There's an intelligence to his game. Double teamed again, DePaul. This time combining with Messi. Casemiro down. A little too easily against Paredes.
Certainly getting the Italian language down. Udinese man.
44th minute. Rafael Campos. Foyt. Martinez knocks it off the Brazilian and out. That a little bit of an example, something that doesn't show up in the stat sheet, but
you'll find a way.
The coaches know. Yeah, it's a big, if you have a big enough stat sheet, you're right. Yeah. Nowadays, with everything computerized and satellite tracked, I think you're right.
It's all in your head, though. You don't need no satellites and computers, Phil. A wonderful game that we've been served up as we head towards half-time, and there might be another goal here.
It's also trying a little magic, but Arter pulls it away. Now all the way back to Esteban Andrada. Again, looking comfortable, more comfortable than his defense.
Willian could have gone for gold here. He could have taken a leaf out of the book of Pelé in the 1970 World Cup and went for goal. It was certainly Andrada well off of his line, and it was begging for a little clip over the top from Willian, and I would have put my money on him. I would have lost.
Might end up getting a bit of the blame, giving Paredes a difficult ball, but Paredes just wrapped it with a bow.
Yeah, they're cutting their spam mighty fine.
Saw the same from Paquetá earlier.
Right
Brazil.
from the first minute, there was some risk-taking.
Some nerves by some of the newcomers. Arthur weaves. Paredes in good position that
well
time.
Played, Leo.
Messi around Militao.
Magic.
Messi! And down goes Alisson to deny.
Yeah, and the angles of Alisson are absolutely Archimedean. He narrows the angle down. He knows exactly how far to come without overcommitting. If he'd taken one more step, I'll guarantee you Leo would have chipped him. But he holds his line after he advanced Alisson and got the angles down beautifully. It was a good hit by Leo, but brilliant goalkeeping again.
Firmino.
It won't be in the highlight reel, Phil, but it was truly masterful measuring of the angle and distance from the Liverpool man to deny Lionel. Give away, Leo latches, skips the light, fantastic, little dink to the left, and then that pummel just doesn't get enough of it, or the height. But it's a good effort, and look at that positioning by the wonderful Alisson.
And credit to Thiago Silva as well.
Sure.
As he denied the option to find Lautaro Martinez. Here he comes again. Alexandro from Militao. Back for Alisson. Might well be the best goalkeeper on the planet. Maybe even worthy enough to challenge for a Ballon d'Or, and that's only happened once before. Flag stays down, or no, it doesn't. Offside, Casemiro. 2 minutes into added time. On the penalty rebound. And that's going to do it for the opening half. 1-0 Argentina. Smiles all around.
Yeah, it's been a tremendous game of football for these people, lads and lasses in the stands. A wonderful thing to see. They are enjoying it. A real tug-of-war game, but it's been containable by this referee. It's been bubbling up. The South American class in a glass has been on this. But a great Barcelona man playing his football in Bayern Munich. Germany enjoying the razzle-dazzle of the wonderfully gifted Coutinho. Had his rough days at Barcelona and some brilliant ones.
The whistle just to get the attention. Good game from the New Zealander so far. By the way, for Argentina, Rodrigo de Paul carrying a caution. Well, Casemiro and Danilo for Brazil. Second half underway. 2 missed penalties, and then the follow-up from Messi. That's the difference after the first half. By the way, Phil Shane alongside Ray Hudson. And Ray, that goal for Lionel Messi, number 69, which breaks the tie he had with your former teammate Gerd Müller on the all-time scoring list. Now drawing closer into the number 17 spot, actually number 18 spot all by himself. Stern John, former Trinidadian, 1 goal away. Miroslav Klose, another goal after that. Sandor Kostis, the legendary Barcelona man, at 75. Pelé at 77. And Cristiano Ronaldo, who added a hat trick to his name, in second place behind the Iranian Ali Daei. 109 goals for Daei. Messi now at 69. That's 40 more. Is it possible? The same story for Cristiano. He's only 11 goals away, so he's showing no signs of slowing down. Messi. They pass it to him in those pockets, and it seems like the game just stops Cancela back to his goalkeeper Andrade.
Wonderful skill by Rodrigo de Paul to start this off.
Trying to bounce it in. Ocampos. Philippe Coutinho getting the start here in the second half for Lucas Paquetá. The 22-year-old takes a seat, and Coutinho making his 60th appearance, renewing his partnership with Arthur. Poor ball out of the midfield, though. Nice to the near side, Lo Celso. Paredes, the man who in some ways filled the Lo Celso gap at PSG when he'd moved on to Tottenham. Smart finding Paredes, caresses it around for Tagliafico. Brazil laying off a bit. Lo Celso.
A wonderful play and the connection there between Tagliafico and Lo Celso. There's a wonderful invite on the interior for him, but he was looking to go on and pick his spot. It's well won. Clean. That's tremendous play from Giovanni Lo Celso.
Messi in the middle. Keeps it alive for Lautaro.
How did he do that?
Rodrigo. Wide for Ocampos. Well read. Alexandro. Williams stripped. De Paul into the 18, looking for help. Who better? Messi. Still moving. De Paul back for Foyt, and he'll pull it out and they'll rebuild. First half overwhelming possession in favor of Brazil.
Good
almost 70%.
Good circulation and movement as well from Argentina, going 2 or 3 steps back to go half a step forward, but that's all right by Scaloni. He's starting to probe and really exchange passes with all of them. Not just Lionel, look to be the architects of invention. That's a good sign for Argentina fans.
Especially in the second half. First half, it seemed like weather the storm.
Yeah.
Don't give up anything cheap. Second half, they've come out with a bit more purpose. Drifting to Messi. Silva with a friendly reminder. Back to Messi. Drives it in, but Paredes on the wrong side. Actually, Lautaro it was.
Yeah, now Arturo Martinez needed to come back. It's a great ball.
Coutinho dropping it into the path of Jesus. Cuts it back. Keeps it alive. Willian now. Thought he might have a chance to get the shot. Willian's shot blocked. Will he get another try? Not if Tagliafico has anything to say.
Somebody down.
Mendy grabbing his shoulder, it appears. Trainers coming out. Does he land on that shoulder?
Wonderful quickness from little Phil, and then a wonderful rainbow pass, and that's good hold-up play by Juan Foyt, not diving in, and finally gets that shot off that you were expecting, Phil. And again, good defending by Tagliafico this time.
He does land awkwardly. Willian had that arm hooked, and as it's bent back, he lands with his full weight on it. So trainers and medical staff taking a look at Otamendi. It's a friendly as well. Even if it's not that serious, why risk anything further?
A great mixture of the Canarina flags and the Albiceleste flags all around this stadium.
A little discomfort, but it could have been worse.
If anything, it seems to be more sentiment towards Argentina.
Walter Kahneman available on the bench if they do need to make a switch. Ball trickles through. Lo Celso keeps it on the safe side. Danilo just in time. Scaloni barking at Lo Celso, trying to keep the shape. 1-0 on the Lionel Messi goal on the rebound in the first half.
Great pictures, man.
It is a fiesta.
Good ball.
An acrobatic clearance. I think Otamendi's okay. Campos. 25-year-old coming into his own. That time a little greedy, though. Alexandro with the touch. Arthur and his former teammate, or his still teammate, just not today, Lionel Messi, with a little grab.
Well, guilty here.
Arthur, his day is done. Taking the heat and the seats as Fabinho will check in.
Too involved by his standards, Arthur. Starting out his club competitions in Barcelona wonderfully well. Faded a little bit of late, and this was another performance. It was a little underwhelming by an exceptionally gifted player, ex-Gremio man on the bench now.
This is kind of interesting, probably putting Coutinho even more in the picture right now. Maybe turning that midfield triangle upside down as Fabinho in for Arthur. 10 minutes into the second half, the ball launched in. Otamendi with the clearance. Fabinho trying to get around Tagliafico. Draws contact and another free kick for Brazil. Especially at Monaco, where we're used to seeing him either in that central midfield role or at right back.
By my reckoning, there's more ex-Liverpool and Liverpool players on this pitch than any other footballing club. And you look at the full starting lineup and previous Liverpool players, current Liverpool players.
4 for Brazil alone. Wanted to calm things down inside.
Well, his first one was a wonderful invite. It was a little too shallow, but the pace of the ball that little Phil delivers.
Looking for the equalizer, can't get it.
A little too shallow again. The right pace on the ball, just looking for that glancing header.
Marcelo able to cut it out. Actually, Leandro Paredes getting a head in. Near post.
Wonderful service.
Dangerous, but defended by Argentina. Sandro rolls it back, and Brazil will spin the wheel around.
Yeah, variation in the style for Argentina now. Dropping back and again weathering this renewed storm by Williams' men. Nicely.
Oh. Trying to dish it back. Good idea. Gabi Jesus will get a second crack. Throw almost
very close to getting this one. Just a toenail away from tickling it past Militao. It looked as if that was never going to be in Lautaro Martinez's compass, but man, he gets there again. Very deceptive.
Both teams will be sticking around the Middle East for their second games. Brazil against South Korea in the United Arab Emirates, while Argentina heads to Tel Aviv to welcome Uruguay. Nice from Tagliafico. And again. But it bounds away for the Brazilian throw, and another change upcoming. It will be the first of the game for Argentina. Coming out is Giovanni Lo Celso, and sliding in Marcos Acuna. 26th cap for the Sporting star.
Ball. Nicely.
Almost for Messi. Still alive. Acuna's first touch. And Brazil will clear. Nice.
Danilo just done enough there to snuff that fire out. Beautifully led.
Good ball by Foyt. Ocampos didn't have much space or time, but almost finds the opening.
Lautaro Martinez again, Phil. He is really announcing to the world as if he hasn't done already. But against Brazil, wearing the shirt of the Albiceleste, Martinez really is having an absolutely wonderful game. It'll take long for Internacional to scoop him up. And gone are the days where Internacional need to be selling players on anymore. It's going to take an awful lot of money to get that man away.
Danilo. Not a bad idea. The shot leaves a bit to be desired. Second time he's tried it here. And he hasn't missed by much on either. 2 caps, 2 goals coming in. He'd like to make it 3 for 3. Back to Allison. Militao. He seemed to take an extra beat. Willian trying to win it, a little sloppy in the midfield. Both teams can't get out of each other's way. Sliding in was Tagliafico. His reward, a caution. Second against Argentina. Argentina, as mentioned, have won 14 Copa Americas, but none since '93. No World Cup since '86. 5-time Brazilian World Cup champions. Just seem to be one of the favorites for grabbing number 6 when the world's attention focuses on Qatar. There was some thought that Argentina might not be up to that caliber, but it looks like Scaloni is starting to build a pretty good foundation. Many were thinking that the cycle had ended.
As we said, a number of big players, not even in this squad today.
Driven high, Andrada gets higher.
There's some fabulous South American teams attending the World Cup in Qatar. The qualification process that the South American teams go through, so rigorous, so demanding. Have it here on beIN Sports, what it truly will be. That Colombia team is one to watch out for, I'm telling you.
Well, James a bit hurt. Who knows how serious that's going to be.
There's plenty of others.
Speaking of players,
it's a good look.
How do you know what you were going to be wearing? Another change for Brazil, their third substitution. And this one, Renan Lodi, because Paranaense man doing quite well at Atletico Madrid after shining at Atletico Paranaense. Renan Lodi, just his third cap for Brazil.
Good player.
Zamiro tangling with Lautaro Martinez. Messi decked as Eder tries to sweep things through, and a yellow card against the Real Madrid defender. What do you think?
Not too much there.
Better angle.
It's a foul. A little unlucky to get there just in the nick of time.
The Argentine faithful, you can hear the chant of Messi.
Even the Brazilians.
Now this is a little far for most, but still in range for Messi, who had not one but two world-class free kicks in his last game for Barcelona from right about this very spot. You figure Paredes just window dressing at the moment. Good 35 yards out.
It'll take something ultra Messi-esque to beat that black octopus standing in between the sticks, and TJ's still sweating. It's too far. Well, how many times have we thought that? It's the wrong angle. It's too big of a wall. And then poof.
Three in the wall. Messi from distance. Alisson 2 yards off his line. Lifted to the corner! And Alisson has to go back to tip it above the bar.
Again, he asks these people in this stadium, you think I can't? Prepare to be amazed. Wonderful goalkeeping in the end. Alisson makes it look easy. It's far from it. The height, the trajectory, the whip, the dip. Treats the ball like it's a yo-yo.
Messi not taking this kick. He's in the box. Driven in with the right foot, loose. Petzela gets a touch, but can't catch it clean.
I think he catches it clean enough, though, Phil. It's a deflection off of the Brazilian defenders that don't seem to know much about it. Or it might have been skedaddling past Alisson.
Midway through this second half. Much more even in this stanza, and let's get things moving, says the referee. Well defended, Flody. All trying to win it back. Willian got caught on the wrong side, in for Messi.
Martinez again that keeps it alive, though. It instigates this.
Mino stripped. Paredes. Messi. Ocampos, the 25-year-old from Seville. Can't find the genius, so pulls it back for Foyt. He's dispossessed. Firmino calls for a handball, no argument. Is there another goal in this one?
Easy to forget. Well, to redress myself. Hard to forget that Neymar is certainly going to be bringing another different type of element altogether than what's in this team.
Lodi, good grab, Andrade.
Still suffering from the injuries, of course, and a lot of other trials and tribulations at Paris Saint-Germain, but does bring something ultra special. What a ball that is.
Dropping for Messi.
It's intentional.
Silva with a judo-like tackle.
He's got to. He knows he's got to take it by the tail and his teeth at the other end. He's just
say, what do you think? I should let it bounce?
Wonderful again. Touching it past him and rounding him as if he's not there. Wrestling with a ghost. Trying to tackle Leo.
Silva, 35, proving to be a bit of a ghost buster. 70th minute.
Phil, illegally.
This angle set up to curve to that back post. Maybe normally more of a spot to provide rather than finish yourself. Messi, the eye of the tiger. Ball about 15 yards out, goes near post, and Allison over quickly. Made it look easy, it wasn't. Nice distribution. Danilo. Coutinho.
Magnificent.
Willian, but he slips. And then saved by the whistle. Foyt going in hard.
Willian is a little caught off of guard after that fantastic pass there by Coutinho. It wasn't that he slipped. It was a poor first touch by Willian that let him down there.
Charlison will be one. And then the other will be making his Brazil senior debut.
Hey.
The 18-year-old from Real Madrid, the precocious Rodrigo goes.
Well, he's shown some phenomenal form in his early days at Real Madrid as Willian takes a long way home. So we'll be entertained by Rodrigo now. And Richarlison, a good player, starting to really razzle-dazzle there, but tough.
Dueling Pizzella here into the 6, and back comes Foyt. Helps to have height.
Doesn't need it though, really, does he? He gets there following this stung-in pass and deals with it rightly. Two Rams on the mountainside, banging horns. Had just that nice amount of edge and a little bit of vinegar around it as well, without it becoming too acidic for this referee, who's handled it well, as you said, Phil.
Across Coutinho. Down goes Casemiro, a clash of fives, and Paredes on the wrong side of the referee.
Keeping it under control in his own way.
Only the one
Seems
change.
to be giving the players as well enough of a warning before pulling out the yellow peril.
Insertion of Fabinho might have stiffened the midfield for Brazil, but it's allowed Argentina to slide in.
Played. And again.
Tagliafico from the ground, but Martinez couldn't hold.
And just gets away from Martinez, though.
Strong in the midfield.
Wonderful play from Nicholas, Ajax man, winning 2 challenges on the slide. Nearly getting it through to Lautaro Martinez, who would have been one-on-one.
Now for Brazil, it's going to be Nico Gonzalez, and Ocampo's day is done. The foul from Firmino. The only player in the attack for Brazil who started this game that's still out there.
And then the second one comes in, he wins that one cleanly as well. Wonderful player. Tagliafico. 2 ways as well,
Nico Gonzalez, just his second cap for the Stuttgart man. We saw Tagliafico shine last year for Ajax in their run for glory.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he's still with Ajax, but then again, Ajax is still glorious.
Fits into the Dutch's way of football, that's for sure. A really dynamic player, this man on the ball. Look at that for a first touch. Good ball!
Diving header, well met, but Alisson well positioned. First
Fabulous
chance.
from Tagliafico on the setup, the touch, the control, and look out.
Here they come again. Could have been offside. Messi will get there, and he'll win the throw-in.
Nobody taking the proverbial shift off.
Take a look at this chance by the substitute, Gonzalez.
A good diving header, but again, no angle on it. Easy pickings. Well played. Look out!
Dropping it back from the midfield, and Alisson denying Paredes.
Man of the match so far for Brazil is Alisson. Paredes stains this beautiful setup again. In a long time since I've seen this sort of high-octane, high-quality football. Oh, what a beautiful shot. To the dynamic, lifting through it beautifully from the from the PSG man, ex-Boca boy.
When you think about it, make that Brazil 65% possession rate, but they've been outshot 8-5, and 5 saves for Alisson. Almost just a little too high.
Good service.
Second effort in, blocked away. It's Rodrigo on defense, throw in Argentina.
It's Tagliafico streaking in there, just missing it by a haircut.
Voigt will take the throw, the 21-year-old.
Service again from Paredes.
Good step in, outward ball for Firmino. Chip into space. But Sella puts an end to that thought. Final quarter hour, and still 1-0 on the Messi rebound.
crowd enjoying Arturo Martinez's impersonation of Bambi on ice there.
Cunha, Paredes, De Paul, Gonzalez, Messi, back for Nico, finds Messi into the middle, trying to ride the challenge, but Casemiro's seen it before. Picked up Tagliafico, Cunha from distance, and a far distance at that.
He's got Messi on the inside as well. He was free, just at the top of the arc, Lionel, and Acuna pulling the trigger way too early, but understandable, coming in and getting the oil warm through his engine after being on the bench for that long. Seems to be just the right amount of mixture as well, Phil, from Argentina, and the involvement of Messi. They're not forcing every pass via the medicine man. They just seem to be all growing in confidence in their own ability. It's been a good performance, this, by Argentina against a really half-decent performance by Brazil. Argentina's defense slowing down everything that they have been able to throw at them, and it's an Edward Scissorhands type of attack for Brazil. Got to be well pleased, Scaloni, so far.
An opening for Messi against his former teammate Coutinho, the little stutter step.
Beautiful.
And then the overlap. Gonzalez back to his left. Lautaro the miss. Acuna deflected wide. And Casemiro pays the price.
Magic from Messi on that far right side. Wonderful against Coutinho. Showing them and then leading in this crowd. Recognizing the true genius of Messi at the start of this. A wonderful setup here from De Paul, and then a step through again from Paredes, who's having a cracking game. But jaw-dropping skill on the run by Messi to show Coutinho the weirding way.
Rivalry that dates back to 1914. Chance now whipped over the bar by Martinez.
Of all people, the velvet cushion around his right foot is just sublime. To control it, put it on a tee, gets Big Bertha out, but it's way too much underneath it. That would have been a fitting cherry on the cake for Lautaro.
Nice run by Rodrigo, creating. Looking inside the area. Richarlison denied. More than a century's worth of games between them. 107th of all time. Argentina on the verge of its 39th victory against 42 defeats. But can they hold on? 10 minutes to go. Deflected, and out comes Andrada. Paredes with the gutsy challenge. Well, you were lauding his plaudits at the start, and deservedly so, though. But if they had not won the Copa America, there'd be a lot more pressure on Tite. But again, this is about to be 5 straight without a win. Scaloni yet to lose.
And he loses it there, Lautaro Martinez, but the manner in which he's holding off the defender, the strength of the youngster, and the skill, of course. Super impressive again from the Internazionale man, leading the lane in a wonderful way. Kun Aguero looking on.
And down goes Paredes.
It's a tremendous game as well.
Guido Rodriguez on the sideline stretching out.
Here's that wonderful velvet cushion I was talking about. And man, I'd have put my mortgage on this one being the bulge in the back of the old onion bag, as the great Tommy Smith tells us.
Like for like. America defensive midfielder sliding in for Paredes. 8th cap for Rodriguez. Into the corner, but just a little too much spin for Rodrigo. Otamendi putting his body in the way. Dybala there as well, still yet to see him, maybe save him for Uruguay. Same with Aguero.
Return, beautiful football again, Martinez.
And right back around Militao. Martinez keeps it for Messi. Messi through 2, but can't get it past Silva. Strong step up. And Guido Rodriguez sees his shot almost nestle home on the deflection.
Lautaro Martinez again. Yeah, get you close up. Well done, Mr. Producer and Mr. Cameraman. They know that we're seeing this player. It has been the great secret in many ways at Racing. Now, truly footballing his way into Argentina's starting lineup. I'm super impressed by everything about Lautaro Martinez today, Phil.
Hangs in the air, glanced away by Militao. Voigt for Messi against Renan Lodi. The ex-Hurricane defender in for Messi and down, but wide. Oh, so close.
Only Lionel Messi picks these passes out, people. X-ray vision, astonishing, amazing ball provided, and so close to meeting it at the end was Otamendi, but Messi, absolute vision of an owl. Technique again, Archimedean.
Davilo's boot maybe forcing Otamendi to blink, otherwise it would have been goal number 2.
Yep. What a ball.
Nice Tagliafico again for Acuna.
The distance of the pass and the way that all of the players, the forest of green and yellow shirts in front of Lionel, and in the blink of a bee's eye to pick that pass out. Wear your batteries out, people, going back with your fancy schmancy machines and look at that and pick your jaws up off the floor.
22-year-old villain looking to be a Brazilian hero. Wesley making his national team debut. Made the jump to Aston Villa from Club Brugge in the off-season. And liking life in the Midlands.
Good ball as well from Coutinho.
Lay it off. Wesley, 6'3" forward, a bit more in the Adriano mold than some of the others that Brazil has at its disposal.
A lovely pass by this man on the ball, though. Applaudable in its failure from Coutinho.
Going almost back to that Brazilian 4-4-2 with Firmino getting some company. Actually, Richarlison now.
Oh, look at this.
Lautaro going around Silva. Militao serves the purpose.
and nothing in support of Arturo Martinez. So he says, all right, lads, I'll do it myself. Eventually, they converge on him like metal filings to a magnet, but not before we are again. Again, look at him, and don't forget him, because he's going to be a long time around. 22 on his back, 22 years in the making. Magnificent.
And his day is done. It'll be the 27-year-old Lucas Alario making his 7th appearance. Not on the scoreboard, but boy, did he scare it. And the ex-River Plate man about ready to check in.
I've got nothing more to add to what I've been saying from the first minute about this man, and these guys are looking on to, yeah, we got another good.
Maybe not as glittery as Tite's cupboard, but Scaloni has some pretty jewels in his as well. Nice by Wesley, a little high.
Great header by the Ajax man, Nicholas.
I think outstanding today.
So many good performances, Phil. This is the type of performance that they really should take pride in. There've been too many performances by the Albiceleste that they should rightfully hang their heads in shame and embarrassment. But since this man's taken charge, they've been bound together, and the reintroduction of Messi here tonight has not detracted by the team performance. If anything, Lionel has certainly bought into the team defense and pressurizing and covering so many times. All in all, very, very good.
All the substitutes for Tite have been played. Still 2 more wild cards in the deck. Make that 1 more wild card in the deck for the Scaloni, but we're still going to have to wait to see McAllister.
Good time for that young man as well.
There's 2 caps hopping onto the pitch. Dominguez. His 4th appearance for the Vélez midfielder.
Oh,
Danilo flying in. Otamendi giving his all.
he needed to get to that pass, and that was the main fire to put out. He nearly gets the end of it. Look out. He's been supplying absolute silver bullets for his teammates.
This one carries just shy of Silva. 2 players down head-to-head, it appears. Referee letting them play on. The ball whipped in by Coutinho, deflects for the corner, and now they'll take a look. It's the substitute, Nico Gonzalez.
And Thiago Silva trying to get to it together. Clash of coconuts here. 2 Braveheart defenders, and coming to it first is Nico Gonzalez after another dual pass by little Phil.
Definitely providing the spark in the second half. Tite about to go winless for 6.
Not quite the clash of heads that we saw last night in the NFL game, thanks to Miles Garrett, but
things don't get much uglier than that.
Yeah.
Argentina about to snap a 2-game win streak by Brazil in the Superclásico, unless Coutinho can start some magic here.
again. Everything he supplied has been the right invite.
A little hop, skip, and a jump. Trying to keep it alive, Militao does. Coutinho delicately to the back. But Foyt and company able to keep the dam up.
Real resolve about the way Argentina have been focused on trying to wrap the Brazilian danger men in cellophane, upstairs and downstairs, and again typified by the young ex-Estudiantes man, Juan Foyt.
5 minutes added, we're halfway through. And Scaloni still one more substitute to use if he wishes. Looks like he's keeping his powder dry for Uruguay. If the score does hold, how much does this do for Argentina's or Scaloni's confidence? All lifted back on the overlap by Richarlison. Into the middle. Wesley lost sight. And Andrade keeps a close eye.
The beautiful ball played in for the muscly youngster. Just imagine if it had been Neymar or Bobby Firmino on the end of that. Good effort. Brilliant ball played in for young Wesley. And probably should have done better.
Remains over Rodrigo. Credit to Argentina, the way they approached the second half took Brazil out of their rhythm. Stymied him in the first, but
I think it's been an ebb and flow game though, Phil. I think both teams have had their big chunks of threat and possession. I think, well, Chichi's man again. It's been a different mixture and different looks at different things, but you think that the changes will keep maintained. But this Argentina team's performance has the hallmarks of a team that is actually really coming together.
That's by Nico Dominguez to start it, lowering the boom on this near side. Eladio. Get the ball back. Final gasp for Brazil. Seconds ticking away. The missed penalty from Gabriel Jesus costing Brazil. Messi missed as well, but followed for a goal. 1-0 the score on that first half rebound. Argentine fans wanting the final whistle. Ball nodded forward by Wesley for Richarlison, but Andrade gets there first. Scaloni, he's going into it.
His best performance of his tenure. Unquestionably, Argentina rise, and that's what it means to him. In the King Saud Stadium, we were entertained wonderfully from Brazil and Argentina, but Argentina it is that fly high. Uruguay next.
Messi's 69th goal, the difference.
Ja.